Hello friends. Today on Study Scripture Online, I want to take just a couple of minutes to chat with you about how to clear a guilty conscience. I will never forget one time in the 7th grade when I got into trouble for the umpteenth time at Webster Groves Jr. High School. I lay in my bed that night, tossing and turning, unable to sleep and terrified at the thought of what my behavior might eventually lead to. I'm not the first person in history, nor the last, to be overwhelmed by a guilty conscience. Esau sold his birthright with profane indifference, but bitter tears were his legacy when he woke up to the seriousness of his action. Judas Iscariot also wept following his heinous act of treachery and tried to give the money back that he was paid to betray Jesus. Then he went out and hanged himself. After King Herod beheaded John the Baptist, he was plagued by insomnia. And when the fame of Jesus began to spread throughout Galilee, Herod imagined that Jesus was John the Baptist, risen from the dead and returned to haunt him. Nor is this just an ancient problem. Not many years ago in the state of Nevada, a man who had committed a murder 30 years before surrendered to the authorities, saying he would gladly give up his freedom for the rest of his life in exchange for some peace of conscience. The conscience is an internal alarm system placed within every human being at conception, which tells us when we have violated God's moral standards. Romans 2:15 indicates that the moral law of God is hardwired in each of us. Unfortunately, the conscience is not fallible, for it can grow weak, it can be defiled, it can be seared. Hebrews 9:9 tells us that the old covenant was, quote, not able to clear the conscience of the worshiper, end quote, because the sacrificial system provided only temporary outward cleansing, not permanent inward cleansing. It stirred up the consciousness of sin without relieving the conscience. Unfortunately, many try to deal with their guilt by rationalizing it, hiding it, denying it, or ignoring it, but no ultimate relief can be found in any of those methods. But then in verse 14 of the same chapter, the author tells us the blood of Christ is able to cleanse our consciences from acts that lead to death so that we may serve the living God. Cleansing comes through the death of Christ. We must confess our sin, believe that Christ's death has covered that sin, accept his forgiveness, and then forgive ourselves. Years ago, an evangelist had just completed a series of tent meetings and was pulling up stakes, literally. A young man approached him in tears and asked what he had to do to be saved. The evangelist answered, "Sorry, it's too late." "Oh no," was the response. "I knew I should have gone forward when the invitation was given." "That's not what I mean," the evangelist said. "I mean it's too late for you to do anything, because everything that needs to be done for your salvation has already been done. And everything that needs to be done to deal with our guilty consciences has already been done too." For further exploration of this topic, click the link below, which will take you to a sermon entitled How to Clear a Guilty Conscience, based on Hebrews 9:1-14.